Today we're taking you on an exciting adventure through Wild Florida Gator Park. If you've ever wanted to get up close with some of Florida's most famous wildlife, especially gators, then this is the place to be. We'll be checking out the incredible variety of animals and even get a chance to feed them. Plus, we're hopping on our car to experience the Drive-Thru Safari Park. So get ready to discover Florida's wild side. Well, hello my magical friends, welcome back. Today we have made it to Wild Florida. Our plans initially were to go to SeaWorld, but the parking lot was so crazy full that it was just too much. Whoa. We ended up at Wild Florida. We're gonna see some gators and pet some animals. Wild Florida was founded in 2010 and it's located about 45 minutes from Disney World. So if you're coming, you do need a car to get there, but it is such a fun park. It's basically a gator park where you'll find over 200 native and exotic animals, including the infamous alligator of all sizes. You can also see wild boar, lemurs, sloths, a variety of birds, snakes. They even have a small petting zoo that my kids absolutely adored. Now, one of the highlights of a gator park is that you can actually feed the gators. They have food for you to buy. We got the nugget barks and you then walk onto the pier and feed them. My kids had so much fun seeing them fight over these barks. It's such a fun and super safe thing to do. They also offer 3 shows. You have a crusher show, an exotic animal show, and a gator feeding show. Now, we were going to see the crusher show, but they actually ended up canceling it, and the reason is because the gator that actually does the show was not in the water, and when it was on land, it basically meant that it was not in the mood to do the show. So they let us know that they were going to cancel that show, and so that I can really appreciate because they're not forcing the animals to do anything they don't want to do. They also have a really nice park that is shaded for the kids to play, so they absolutely loved it. They have this trail where you can learn about the ecosystem, how the swamp works, and if you want to, you can also do an airboat tour. That sounded awesome, but my kids are just too small for it, and we felt that we wanted to do that another time once they were a little bit older. But as you can see, they still have a lot of activities for toddlers, young children. For example, in this area, the children could do some gemstone and fossil panning. And then they have this really fun barnyard, and you can buy the food that comes in cones and feed the goats as well as the pigs. This was the highlight of the actual gator park for my kids because they got to just have a blast feeding, touching them. You can also go inside and walk and pet amongst them. That was a lot of fun for them. Now, if your kid is a reptile type of person, they have a whole bunch of venomous snakes that they can check out. My kid really enjoyed seeing the snakes move. And they also have a whole bunch of different exotic animals that you can walk through. And what's nice is that they actually place the animals based on the country or the continent that they came from. So it does have a bit of educational aspects to it because you can walk along this path and learn about the animal as well as where they came from. This was our first time actually visiting the Gator Park section because we have been here before through the Drive-Thru safari. But overall, my thoughts on this particular section is that it really just showcases Florida's unique wildlife and ecosystems. So you learn a lot, you get to see a lot of wildlife. Now what's funny is we actually came here because we wanted to do the Drive-Thru Safari Park. We have done this safari before when my son turned 1, and we had so much fun back then that we came with the girls as well to experience this. Now, if you buy the Drive-Thru Safari Park ticket, you have access to the Gator Park. It's included in there, FYI. But the safari is 170 acres where you get to see more than 100 exotic and native animals like zebras, giraffes, watusis, and bisons. I mean, you name it. You get to see my personal favorites, the Highland cow. I know it's random, but he's so cute. Just a lot of cool animals that you normally wouldn't see out in the wild. I mean, this is huge. This safari alone probably takes you about 30 minutes to complete. You do have to go 5 miles per hour, and you have to be cautious because since the animals roam free, they do get pretty close to your car. They'll walk across your car, they'll stand next to it. It's just such a fun experience. And what I like about it is that the kids can actually stand up in the car, look out the window, and get some fresh air and really get a close-up look at a lot of these animals. Another thing that you can do is you can feed the giraffe. We actually did that before, but we got here a little late this time and we weren't able to do that. So I would definitely recommend doing that. It is extra, an additional cost, but totally worth it. This closes early at 6 p.m., but the last car is allowed to go in at 5 p.m. Like I said, it is a long drive, so it's about 30 to 45 minutes depending on how active the animals are and if they get close to you. But I like getting in at that time because it is sunset time. The sun isn't up in the middle of the sky, so that means that the animals are active and they're roaming around. And you also get these beautiful views of the sunset amongst the Florida prairie. It just is such a beautiful scenery. I 100% recommend getting there right before they close. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like always, remember to dream big, be brave, and explore life. Until next time. Mwah.